Boom.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be, and welcome to the Drinks and Dave's show.
Hey, Dave.
Standing room only in the bar tonight.
That's because we got rid of the chairs. We had to sell them off.
Exactly. We got rid of everything. So how are you, David?
You know, I'm unhappy. Can you see this freaking cigar? It's about to explode on the end. I'm having a bad cigar.
Wait a minute, let me see if I can guess it. Let me see the label, but don't show me the let me see if I can see the label if I can guess it.
Well, you're gonna know.
Oh, Black Swan. Swan. I'll leave a Black Swan.
Yeah.
So how's it going?
It's all right. And I told you that I checked the weather before I got home, and it wasn't supposed to rain. I noticed the clouds were getting a little darker, and there's a little mist accumulating on the screen. So let's all hope for the best. And what the F is so? Hey, PB, spicy.
Remember, Wonko the Sane is Eric. Remember?
No, but this what PB's drinking. First of all, it's got no alcohol content.
Okay, so. Mr. Pibb Extra Spicy Cherry. I don't know. That seems
interesting, huh? All right. Well, we got the crew. What do you? Yeah. So I just fired up. You know what's crazy is you smoke a less expensive cigar and you're like, oh, okay, I can deal with this for like $3. It's okay. And then you switch over to a nicer one.
Oh, I know. And it changes your whole life. Oh. Well, I've got a Padron that's sitting over here that has been in the humidor for like 4 years now. And I'm just waiting and waiting.
Oh,
and waiting.
That's going to be smooth, buddy.
Well, I'm going to smoke it next Sunday. And that'll be during our Zoom call.
All right.
Because I am joining the 6-0 club. I turn 60 next Sunday.
It's hard to believe people make it that far.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you smoking?
I am smoking my daily driver, the Quorum Maduro, made by J.C. Newman. It's probably a $4 cigar, but
you sold me on those things.
They're really good.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can buy a whole gajillion of them, so it makes your humidor look like it.
The dentist loves it. Yeah, that's that. As you can see by the backgrounds that we have, we are going to be getting into that discussion where we go to and talk to about the dentist.
Yeah. What are you
a dentist?
Are you soda tonight?
Yeah, I'm just drinking Pepsi Zero. But did you get the latest news? SodaStream just came out with Pepsi Zero Cherry.
I got it back.
Oh, did you get it? You got it already. I haven't gotten it yet. Have you tried it?
It's good. I got Diet Code Red Mountain Dew, which is also good. The regular Mountain Dew is terrible.
I haven't seen the Code Red Mountain Dew in stores here yet as far as the SodaStream. I'm waiting for them to do the Baja Blast. I will buy the heck out of that. But as our conversation 2 weeks ago was after the Super Bowl and seeing the Mountain Dew commercial that had Seal as a seal.
You're off the wagon.
I'm having a real hard time with that. It's nightmarish at best.
Yeah, well, look, per our show, which is so much education, I got rum tonight. I got the old Mr. Fogg Navy rum.
That was the one that he really recommended. That was one of the ones that won, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, well, I got the top 3 winners, and this one, just the first sip, you're like, oh, cinnamon and spices, is so good. Yeah,
very nice, very nice. Yeah, so
you got an adventure coming up.
Oh God. Yeah, tomorrow I go in for you and I talked about this last 2 weeks ago. I went in because I was having some severe pain over here and went into the dentist. Finally, I was talked into going to the dentist because I thought it would just go away. Well, turns out that 5 years ago, or even longer than that ago, I had my wisdom teeth taken out. Now, most people would think that when you get your wisdom teeth taken out, there's how many wisdom teeth? Say it with us, class. 4. So when you get your wisdom teeth taken out, you think that they're going to take out how many? Say it again, class. 4. Well, after he did all the x-rays, the dentist looked at me and goes, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Sure." He goes, how come you have one wisdom tooth left? I said, I do.
Oh man, your insurance ran out 3/4 of the way through that.
Yeah, it's
thing.
like, well, wait a minute. I go, why do I have that? And he goes, well, there's two things here. He goes, one, it sounds like the surgeon was afraid to take it out because apparently it's really rooted. They call it horseshoeing apparently. So the roots get really like a horseshoe. But I was out. I was out. I mean, completely
Yeah, they
out.
could have taken a
the whole
chainsaw and gotten that thing out.
exactly. And so he goes, I don't understand that. Well, the problem is by leaving it in, it started moving and it cracked 2 teeth adjacent to it.
The heck?
Yeah. So because it's like stainless steel tooth master and it starts, so that infected, which impacted 2 other teeth. So he had to go in and drill down and release all this nasty stuff and then put medication in there and then put a temporary cap on that.
Yeah.
And on the 10th, I'm going in for surgery to have that removed. So that was number 1. Number 2, he goes, another thing, he goes, your upper right molar, or number 36 or whatever the hell number he calls it, he goes, they left part of the tooth in the gum and the gum grew around that tooth. He goes,
did you go to like Bob's dentist?
no, that's just it. And I was like, okay. And he goes, we got to take that out too. Okay. I said, but I want to be out. And I don't mean out. I mean, I want to forget. I want it to be a bad tequila night. And he goes, oh, no problem. He goes, we're going to give you a little this. You're going to have the best sleep you've ever had. I said, cool. So he goes, well, let's check everything else out. So the teeth on the top, there was some problems. And so he had to do a half a root canal and he wanted to do a crown. And we'll get into the insurance side of things. And I'm looking at the bill, and that one visit would have cost me like $2,300.
Yeah.
And that's with my insurance. That's the discounted price.
Well, there's your lifetime maximum all.
Yeah. So the crown alone was $1,250. I said, no. I said, let's talk about some other options. He goes, well, it's a molar that you need. And he goes, but we could pull it, but let's do this first. So tomorrow I'm going in for a full assessment, a full cleaning, the whole shot. And then we're going to discuss whether it would just be, and no, I didn't go to the Costco dentist. It may just be easier for me to say the heck with it, rip them all out and get implants. But he said, he goes, your teeth are in great shape other than those ones that were affected by your wisdom tooth.
Other than the ones that are all.
And I said, so we're talking, what, $6-7 grand here? And he goes, well, yeah, probably. I'm like, God.
Wait, in a day?
Yeah. Oh, that's just one day. Yeah, that's just one day.
So
here, tomorrow's
Eric's
the day.
got my sentiment. I was thinking it's just easier if they amputate above the neck, you know.
One of my wisdom teeth was rooted deep. I had to sign a waiver effectively stating that my head might end up in a jar of alcohol across the Mexican border. It's funny you mentioned that, Eric, because we're going to talk about Mexican dentists here in a couple of minutes. So anyhow, so that's what, and actually the doorknob with a string, Stephen, is no, that's something that my wife suggested, but because of how deep this one tooth is,
nail gun to get that.
Well, see, attached. No, but Sharon would slam the door, open it, slam it again, slam it again, slam it again, and then look up
foot on your chest, keeping you back.
Yeah, so
it's not working.
And you know what's funny is going back to when I was a kid, our neighbor across the street was a dentist by the name of Jim Waddle. And Dr. Waddle was my dad's friend. And so we all went to him. He was a great dentist. Oh. But I'll never forget, in this picture right here that's in my background, that's exactly what I remember as a kid. This needle that was 14 feet long.
You can't look at that needle. I'll watch them do IVs in me, not the dentist needle.
But what's funny is now they don't do that. Now they've got regular hypodermics, I guess, because when I got numbed up last week, it wasn't a big deal. But I remember it sounded like this. I don't know if you can hear it. Because they were shaking it while they were getting into your gum. You know, when I was a kid, that big, oh God. And then they came out with nitrous oxide.
I've never had that.
It's great, but you still feel stuff. I've got a pretty high pain tolerance when it comes to knives, guns, and slashing and getting run over by stuff. When it comes to the dentist, nope. Give me as much drugs as you can give me. So
Huh.
Hello. How you doing, Scott?
Well, you know what's this all sucks, but you're
Well,
also
wait a minute.
lucky
Wait.
because
Hold your thought. We've
uh,
just been called out here.
well,
Two
he doesn't.
posers with humidors
This is a leave a
filled
black
with
swan,
dog
buddy.
walkers. I'm shocked and appalled. I'm sorry, Scott. These are the quorum are made by J.C. Newman. J.C. Newman is a good
Uh-oh.
cigar, and actually the
You know he's
reason
cracking
why.
up right now.
Oh,
He's
I
like,
know
I
he's
got him
cracking up.
going.
Yeah, he did, because this is what I'm saving, Mr. Scott. And I don't know if you can see that. This is for my birthday on Sunday. This is a 1964 Anniversario that's been saved for my birthday next week. So there.
Okay.
So
Okay.
as little what was that, Lily Tomlin, and that's that. No, anyways, so anyhow, yeah, exactly what Eric's saying. You feel the pain with nitrous oxide; it just turns into a funny pain. So today, the guy that sharpens the shears for my barbershop, I was in the shop today, and he was telling me, he goes, "Oh yeah, when I go into the dentist to get cavities, I don't, they don't give me anything." I said, "Excuse me?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Yeah, they don't give me a shot. They don't give me anything. I just said, go ahead and do it." And I said, "You're crazy."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah.
think about, let's say, like chewing on some tinfoil accidentally where you have a filling and how it feels like your head shot off. Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Well,
thanks.
not to, and I will say a disclaimer for those of you that get a little woozy. You may want to turn your volume down, because when he went in there and found out things, and this is not something you want to hear your dentist say. So you're sitting there and he goes, "Okay," he goes, "I'm on your right hand side. You're my assistant's on the left hand side. If you feel pain, lift your left arm. Because if you lift your right arm, you're going to smack into me. And if you smack into me and I've got a drill, it's not going to be good for either one of us." So we were doing that whole thing. And I love, they've got your mouth pried open and they've got this and that. And he goes, "Just do me a favor, do not swallow." Well, what's the first thing you do? You want to swallow. So anyhow, he's drilling in there, and I'm feeling okay. And you don't want to hear your dentist go, "Oh, there's a little volcano in there." Really?
Gross.
I don't want to know this stuff. Just
Bro.
just do it. So anyhow,
Well, I was
so
going to say it could be worse, because my daughter in high school went and got hers out, and they said, you didn't have to then, but the sooner the better, because they say people that wait until adulthood and later in adulthood, those roots keep growing up and up, and they can get into your sinuses and all sorts of stuff.
Well, and actually, that's to be frank, that's one of the reasons why I did go to the dentist. Is it started hurting and it went for like 2 weeks, and I was like, okay. And then, of course, what is it? The cone of death. That if you get infections in this area, because I didn't realize that you get a real bad septic infection in your mouth, and that goes upstage a little bit. That's it. It's over. Good night. So, I mean, the decision we're making now is whether we go into restorative to fix all my teeth. And he says the structure of your teeth is good. Everything's good. We should try that. But we're going to make that determination tomorrow. And then next week, I have a week off. Then the 10th is when I go in for the actual surgery, which means they take the wisdom tooth out, and they're going to take out, this boulder that I have that's still embedded. And then I can't smoke for like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's not acceptable.
Well, I got you covered.
Okay, so take care of it for me.
And I was joking with you that we could think that you said that crown is so expensive. We could decide other things to use other than a crown. And I just thought of a great one is if you got a little socket so you could pop in the little heads for the Lego dudes, you could change your expression all the time.
That would be cool.
Right, you smile on Mondays.
Or like what you said earlier, a speaker. Because, they've got those bone conduction speakers now. You'd never need headphones. You just go, and then boom.
Boom. Your whole head is a amphitheater.
You just...
A bright light would be cool at nighttime.
Oh, there you go.
You need to see where you're going.
That's a good idea. Oh, no, like on Big Trouble in Little China when what's his name? Eric Lopan opens his mouth and laser beams were shooting out of his mouth. That would be cool.
Ooh,
And that was in San Francisco, no less,
that would be cool.
in Chinatown. But
So do
no,
we get to pick the color of your teeth, or what? I mean, this should make this fun somehow.
no, it's going to be a white cap. Just a white
Oh,
cap. Just a white cap.
All right.
And I don't. Why do you call it a crown? So you can charge $1,200? It's a cap.
Right.
So I can go down and buy a cap for $2.
What
But if I want to go
for
buy
your
a
tire?
crown, just it's a cap. So if I want to go buy a crown, though, it's going to cost me thousands because it's a
Right.
crown.
Well, Eric will take care of it with marine epoxy. I don't see
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Restored or proceed. Yeah, I know. That's the thing they always
I
say,
know.
right? Is it? And when I made that kind of offhand comment before the show. Is like, what's up with evolution? And our teeth are still like, they're bones. They just sit there. And like you said, some people don't have any problems. Some people have problems all the time. It's like this is something you shouldn't have to think about, right?
Now, see, I would do this. This would just be cool. Woolly mammoth ivory. That would be great.
Especially if you left it long.
Exactly.
Like a fangle tooth.
Exactly. Well, see, what gets me, and I realize, and what bothers me is we were talking this before at the beginning of the show. I am pretty meticulous about my teeth. I floss with an electric flosser twice a day. I brush twice a day. And the doctor said, well, sometimes you get good cards, sometimes you get bad cards. I was saying beforehand, my mom died at 91, never had a cavity. Her teeth were rock solid. And we found out in her lineage that, believe it or not, Native American or Pacific Native American, which would have been the Taino Indians, have the best teeth. Indians have the best teeth. Period.
Interesting.
British have the worst teeth.
So if you get them all replaced, get them replaced with Native American teeth.
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
Yeah. That'd be neat. Some tribal tattoos on there and stuff.
And I guess my dad was Scottish and German. So the Scottish and Germans, well, think about it. You eat haggis and potatoes. Your teeth go, why are we here?
Just rot out anyway.
Now in the Native Americans, they're eating rocks and sticks and,
Okay, well, your whole mouth is going to be sore for a while.
Mm-hmm.
What have you requested? We always have to hit the food topic. What do you request from Tig Lily for the soft diet?
I have gone back in time and have rediscovered ramen. And not the ramen, not the high-end bougie ramen.
The square packet?
That
89 cents?
Absolutely.
Wait, is it 49 cents still?
Yeah, but what I found is if you take that ramen, and I got the spicy kimchi version, so it's wonderfully. But if you take pork rinds, literally, you take pork rinds, you put them in that soup, they start to crackle, and then they get soft, but you still have that meaty, porky texture. Oh, it's delicious.
And here's the other side. No.
Ramen's good.
Well,
so
it's like a salt lick.
Yeah. Well, so. And then, so that'll be tomorrow. And I think I'll be fine there. The thing I hate about it is when you do get the Novocaine, you're so careful because you can't feel nothing.
Yeah.
And so you got to be careful of biting your cheek or your tongue and stuff like that. So tomorrow will be soup probably after the dentist.
Well, and I like you weigh your options because you're careful for a couple hours and then you start getting really hungry and you're like, okay, how much of a chance am I willing to take biting my tongue just to get something to eat?
Okay, here's something. Do not do chips and guacamole because you will bite your cheek, which I did.
Yeah. Well, I'm worried about that spicy kimchi on a fresh surgical site. Sounds like that could be a little sporty.
Oh no, when I get the surgery, when I have the wisdom teeth out, I think it's like broth. I think it's all you can, like chicken broth or beef broth or something like that.
Oh no, you'll be fine. I was on mashed potatoes, I think, for 2 days straight. Love me some mashed potatoes.
Oh, I love mashed potatoes. Actually, I like smashed cauliflower. I like mashed cauliflower. Yeah. See, well, people, this is what I have to deal with.
Well,
see, you know what? Another reason why I love your wife. Yeah. Another reason why your wife is perfect.
Oh my God. Yeah. The cleanings I hear about. Yeah. Oh, I am terrible with the like you have to proactively make an appointment, right? If I didn't have to do that,
Right.
I'd be okay. So I switched dentist. They did that whole thing, I don't know where this came from, but it seemed like all of a sudden they start shoving that thing up in your gums to measure your
Oh,
gum. They never
yes,
did that before.
your pockets. They want to know
Right.
how because
Right.
there's a big poster.
And
Are you a 1 pocket or are you a 7
oh, I
pocket?
wish I
If
was
you're
a
a
one
7
pocket.
pocket,
Yeah.
if you're a 7 pocket, they just bring out a firing squad.
But they were so I needed the deep clean, where
Right.
they take your blasting tool and go in. But then I got on come in for a special cleaning. I don't know what it was, 4 months or whatever. And I was doing that because every time I was there, they scheduled the next one, and I had to cancel one, and then that was that. It's like going to the gym, right? As long as you're going every day, you're going to go. You skip one day, that's all she wrote.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because when I was there 2 weeks ago when we were starting all this, he goes, "Well, I want to do an assessment because you really want to keep your own teeth, and I get that, but we're going to make the decision based on that, and then we got to get you on an intensive restorative thing. So I want you in here every 3 months to get a deep cleaning." Yeah, dentists always want to know how deep your pockets are. Yeah, exactly. And then do things that way. And I know I'm going to be exactly like you. It's going to go for a couple months, and then I'm going to say bullshit, and then I'm going to be right back to where I started from again. And
Well, and it's tougher. You're hitting the beginning of the year. So wait, so your dental insurance was eating up the first visit, right, for the year?
no, because I didn't do the crown.
Okay,
Yeah,
but it will be.
It will be. Yeah.
So you'll be out of pocket for all these cleanings, which hurts even more than if
Right.
you had done all this stuff like in November, and then your first couple cleanings are covered.
Right.
That makes it a little easier. But if you're paying out of pocket for those, you're just like,
well, and that's a nice segue, Dave. Very, very nicely done. Let's talk about going to dentists.
well, wait, can we talk about PB's love for you wanting to soak your freshly cut into gums with sugar?
You know what? He's not wrong, because I'll tell you what, you have a hole in there and you have a chocolate malted milkshake. Oh my God, that's like heaven. Even if it hurts, it's worth it. Milkshakes are the
No,
best.
I was thinking about the sugar feeding the bacteria in your fresh wound.
Oh, that's true.
That-
That's true.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, here you got a plan to save money that we could all take advantage of.
Well, and the thing is, and I've researched this from 7 or 8 years ago. We had a buddy that I used to ride with motorcycles that he had bad teeth and he wanted to get implants, and he had to. So he went to his dentist here, and 5 years ago it was like 60 grand, to get them done. And they didn't have what's called, I guess now, a 4-in-1, where they actually take a titanium plate and they take unobtainium and put some. It's amazing.
Oh my
Carbon,
God, that sounds
carbon,
horrific, though.
yeah, carbon fiber and.
Can I get
Yeah, no,
carbon
there's
fiber teeth?
yeah, exactly. No, there's a carbon fiber plate, and then the posts go in that, and then your teeth go click. Seriously, they just click in, click out, click in, click out. And see, that's another thing when you think about those types of things. One, for Halloween, you take your teeth out and you smile, and you're nothing but steel teeth. You're an alien. You're the alien.
Oh, that looks so bad.
Exactly. But the thing is, though, is think about all the time you save hygienically when you brush your teeth. You brush your teeth, you take them out, throw them in the dishwasher. Done.
I was gonna say, imagine how clean you keep your teeth, and you take them out. You got a big old brush. And...
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyhow, so I've been researching it. So he went to Mexico, and we're Nogales is about an hour away, and there's a place called Nogales Dentistry, and it's right past the international border. So you park at Paco's parking lot. You pay him $6. He washes your car, and you cross the border. And at first I'm like, that's crazy. Why would I want to go to Mexico or any third country to get dental work done? Well, as it turns out, the dentist that owns, his name is Fernando Madrid. Isn't that a cool name?
Are you serious?
Anyhow, yeah, he went to the University of Arizona Dental School, but he's from Mexico, and he wanted to, and I guess insurance, like we were talking earlier, insurance is the big thing. So he went down there, and it's super. He goes, it's unbelievably clean. I mean, just spotless when you go in there. And he got full implants for 10 grand. So he saved $50,000. Now you're thinking, okay, if anything goes wrong, what do you do?
I was thinking just that, Dave.
Yeah. And so I was talking to a bunch of other clients, and there's one gentleman I spoke to today. He goes down there and a crown's $85. $85. $85 for a crown. He's had 4 of them done. No problems whatsoever. Crown here, $1,250. His wife had to have 10 crowns done.
What the hell?
Yeah. Well, she got in a car accident and all this other
Oh.
stuff. But they wanted to charge.
You're just rolling your dice, right?
True, but $85,000 here cost her $7,000 down there.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm still weighing that because.
Plus, I bet across the street you could start the day with a pitcher full of margaritas for $10.
Well,
and then that cuts down on the.
Think about it. You walk in, you pay $85 for a crown. You walk out, you get a big floppy sombrero. You get a picture with the
experience.
You get a picture with the donkey and the paper flowers and a nice Mexican meal.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm with Eric. We just go get them for fun. I mean, who cares if you need a crown?
Well, it's only an hour away. That's just it. It's only an hour, so I don't know.
You guys have special military discount stuff?
Just TRICARE, but I wouldn't go to a veteran dentist if
try it out, see what happens. Is that what that means?
I would go to Mexico first. In fact, I would go to Tijuana dentistry first. No, but everybody I've talked to that actually goes down to this Nogales dentistry has been just totally fine with it. You do have to pay cash, but they take Visa and MasterCard and all that other stuff. But the dentist only schedules a few appointments a day, whereas my dentist office, as we were talking before, he'll sit you down. Hey, Dave, okay, I'll be back in a little bit. Hour and a half later, he comes back. Okay, we're ready to start because he's got 16 other patients waiting. This guy doesn't do it that way. So I don't know. Oh, and x-rays down there, the full 360-degree 3D, the new ones, $15.
Dude, you know how much stuff I'd take down there to get x-rayed just for fun? That would be, I'm coming with you. If you ever go down, we're going to book the whole day. We'll rent the place out.
You remember, you and Panteo were supposed to come out one of these times for the Gem Show, and you missed it this year.
Yeah. So we're going to go to the dentist. That's the backup plan.
We'll go Gem Show one day, dentist the second day. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I would say 100% if I were ever to consider doing something like that. I do one of those things where I'd get a hotel room for like a week after. Because especially like major surgery, if it's like bleeding in 2 days or something, you're not going to want to just be like dealing with that on your own.
And that's what I've been asking those people that have gone down there is I've said, okay, what have you had done? What kind of major stuff have you have done? And all of them have come back saying it works. I don't know. I'm one of those type that, I want to get my stuff done in America. But they may be fine because, like I said, he went and graduated from the University of Arizona's dental school, which is a very, very prodigious, but he went back home. So I don't know. What I'm afraid of, though, with the current socio-political thing going on, I'm afraid I'll go down to Nogales dentistry. I'll come out getting ready to walk across the border and the border's shut down. Yeah. It's like, holy crap, I can't get back home. You know? So, yeah. I don't know.
Well, you can always grease the palms. That'll always be that's tradition.
Yeah. So, but yeah, dentistry, I don't like. I would like to hear if anybody out in the bar has any terrible dental stories they would like to share. Break time's over. What do you mean? Oh, you're at work. Hey, now see, that's a dedicated viewer. He's at work and he still comes and sees us. Well, thank you, Eric. We appreciate it. And get some of that marine epoxy. I need it kind of a white.
Yeah, he might be hitting you up on that. You know what? If he's truly dedicated, he'd leave us tuned in on his phone and just stick it in the pocket just so we get the views up,
Okay, think about what you just said. That he would get the views up. Now, are we watching his phone in his pocket?
No, if he stays tuned in. Right.
Okay. I thought you had some kind of.
In fact, if he had everybody at the factory tuning in.
That's true. That's a good point.
Anyway. Well, so that's gonna take up a couple of weeks a year. So we are doing the gin thing.
Yeah, it's just we got to wait until.
And this is how I found out about this because I was like, okay, I'm gonna bottle up all the stuff I have because that'll be like 7 gins I think, which is we wouldn't do more than that in a show anyway.
Right, and then I'm gonna send you what I have,
and then I was gonna ship them off.
Your dream has come true. He's
Yeah.
going to stick you in his pocket.
Eric's a dreamboat.
He is. He is. He kind of.
Oh,
Have you noticed that Eric has that? He's got that that kind of gangster, joie de vivre that you'd see in Casino. Like, he's got a Joe Pesci thing going on.
does he? All
Yeah,
right.
I think he's got a Joe Pesci thing going on.
I think PB has an excellent idea. You know, PB, I've been trying to get Dave to live stream from his shop for forever, and he won't do that. I kind of thought that would be fun if he just had like a Zoom on all the time he's working, and we could kind of interact with him and his clients.
Well, I'm planning on that. I told you that, but I'm not gonna. I mean, I wouldn't stream live like on a Monday because that's my day off.
No, but like all the rest of the week, it could just be like Hombre's Barbershop on YouTube. It's live all the time.
Well, that's what I'm planning to do. But no, Eric, I'm not calling you short. But yes, you're short. But besides that, you're not as short as I am. So, definitely not as short as Steven. Definitely not as short as Chris Lindsay. So, see, that's what I love about this is I'm not the shortest guy in the cadre. That's huge. That's a big deal.
That's the only reason you're partners with Chris. Let me find some guy half an inch shorter than me.
Oh, he's more than that. So yeah. I mean, well, I want to do that. In fact, I've already been promising on my YouTube channel that I'm going to be doing some live shows. I've just got to do it
with your clients.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, that's the thing. I have to ask my clients and get them to sign something saying that, and some clients are really cool with it. I've got one gentleman, the guy that comes in every single week for a haircut or a shave. He was a Chicago cop, and he's like, nope, not filming me. So that tells me there may be still Goombas looking for him. Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to get into where you got like a GoPro mounted on your forehead or something like that so that we get right. I mean, because if it's across the room, then we can't interact very well.
That's true. But see, the thing is how I'd have to have a screen big enough that I could read the comments.
That's where you involve your client. So your job is when stuff pops up here on the screen.
Yeah, but then
no matter how rude it is, you got to read it out loud.
Yeah, but then they'll move their head and I'll go, oops, and they'll have to cut their hair a different way and stuff like that. Okay, what's this say? So Scott says, had impact wisdom teeth removed, bony spicule poking through my gums 19 years later. It was going to be 1.5 weeks before the dentist could see me. I took my 1/8 dovetail chisel and
what?
No. That's not happening.
Oh my God.
All these statements are making me want to go into the dentist and say, just pull them all out. Yank them all. Give me dentures. I'm done.
So I told you we watched Landman, right?
Yes.
Love that show. And then the second episode, I guess a spoiler alert for the next 30 seconds. But the dude had a pinky injury with some of his bone exposed. And he tough as nails and just wanted to get to work. And the guy said, well, we got to get a hand surgeon and this and that. And he goes, oh, whatever. Just grabbed what did he have? Like a pocket knife and cut it right off. And they're showing this thing on. It's not like they cut away and you just hear, they're showing him. Like, wow, that was an intense scene.
Yeah. And I hope, because rumor is it that they're not going to renew it. And I would be very upset because that was such a great show.
I did look that up because you had mentioned that and so I couldn't get a straight answer.
Right.
You saw a lot of, well, they have to, it was so popular. But then I saw something that said filming was going to start in February or March. But either way, that's kind of like, what was that space show? Moon.
From the Earth to the Moon.
From the Earth to the Moon, where it's like, it was great. You watch a whole bunch and then like the next season's out like a year and a half.
Well, and they've had
like
seven series now, and we don't know if they're ever going to do it again because the last episode of that show, remember, what's his name, grabbed that asteroid from the U.S. and put it in orbit around Mars, and that's all we know. It's like, come on.
Well, they left a lot of dangling stuff on Landman.
Yes,
I'd say.
Well, and they just brought in, what's his name, Andy Garcia. They killed off
Right,
John
that's what
Hamm.
my wife says. They
Yeah,
got it. They got
you would
Andy
think.
Garcia.
You know,
But
I never thought they'd kill John Hamm, though. I didn't see that coming.
yeah, I said that was kind of like Game of Thrones, right? That was really cool about that is that you had these major characters that it was super shocking when they just knock them off.
Well, except for the final episode. They need to reshoot that whole thing. I'm sorry.
Well, that whole season was a bunch of
It was,
trash.
yeah, it was terrible.
You know, okay, so Landman was great, except the mom and the daughter. We could have done without them. They added absolutely nothing to that show.
Well, wait a minute. There was storyline wise, yes, but there was a certain visual candy to the whole
But
thing.
it's like, come on, you got rough and tumble, and you got this ditzy. I'm like,
but you know what's funny? You know the daughter. I think we talked about this. The daughter. I don't know if you watched 1923, which is out, by the way. The new 1923, the new season is out. The daughter in 1923 is the same person that plays the daughter in Landman, just totally opposite. She's very prim and proper and sweet. And it's like, I didn't realize that until I was looking at her going, God, that looks just like the one over there.
New Blade movie. But man, Blade, no.
Well, I hope the rumors are true. Speaking of what Erica's saying, that George Lucas has finally gotten fed up and he is going to purchase back the rights for Star Wars. I would think that would do.
I don't. You know, I guess this is, you know, you get on me for not watching the old movies and stuff like this, but I'm also kind of the old fuddy-duddy where it's like Star Wars was great. And when Blade came out, it was innovative, right? The way that the
first one,
vampires died, right? Yeah. But then they keep going and you're like, it's not innovative anymore. Right. You've seen it. It's just different types of fun. I'm like, let's move on. Let's stop trying to milk that.
Well, you have Apple, right? You have Apple TV. You need to watch The Gorge.
Oh, I did.
Oh, man, was that intense. Intense.
Loved it until it got weird. And you know what I mean? And I thought, well, this is just going to be, you know, creatures and stuff till the end. And so I stopped watching it then. And then when my wife was gone, I started it again and kind of fast forward past that part. And then it's like, okay, well, this is a cool twist. And then how it ended and all that stuff, liked it.
I liked it. We haven't watched much else. Well, like we've said in past shows, you know, we spend X number of dollars for cable, have 475,000 channels, and we end up watching reruns of The Big Bang Theory.
Well, heck, we can save a lot of money. Yeah, I think we're gonna, you know, we're talking about moving out of here back to our house.
How soon?
Like October-ish.
Oh, wow. So
probably
this
September.
year.
Yeah, this year. And that being the time to try to cut the cord, as they say. But trying to figure out how you do that and still get everything you want to watch just seems like calculus.
Well,
so I haven't.
We've been talking about the same thing. My only the reason why we would stay with Comcast or Xfinity, whatever they are now, is because their internet is fantastic. Internet's great. So we may just go to internet only, but I love how they do this. They say, okay,
you can go if
exactly
you get cable and a landline. That's the part that I don't know if they still do that. I know we still have a landline because when we moved here, that package was cheaper than if you didn't have one.
Right.
I don't know what they get out of that. There must be some governmental kickback or something. They
must. But we're thinking, you know, but we really like Paramount.
Yep.
We really like Disney. We really like Apple. And one that I always forget is Prime. Prime has got all kinds of great shows on it, like Day of the Jackal. Perfect example. One of the it was fantastic. The problem I don't like with these seasons that are so short is like what Tiglily said, is you get so involved, like Landman, you get so invested, and then you realize, or Tulsa King, then you realize, okay, we got 2 years to wait until the next season. I hate that. But
yeah, we talked about this on the last Zoom call.
I haven't seen it yet.
We heard about Cobra Kai when it came out, and again, so this is to me, it's like what the heck is that cowboy show that we watched?
Open Range?
No, the The same guy that did Landman. He
Oh,
did
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. That we didn't think we'd be into it, didn't watch it forever, and it was amazing. This is the same thing that I think about watching, Karate Kid Redux or whatever, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be. But you hear nothing but good stuff about it. So,
About Cobra Kai, yeah. And
Cobra
apparently,
Kai,
I understand that they're either redoing or they're doing something with Karate Kid that now is going to have Jackie Chan. That's got my interest peaked.
Now, isn't he like 80 years old at this point? How
He's
old
up
is
there.
Jackie Chan?
He's up there. He's in his 70s, I think.
Wow.
Still
Whatever
pound for
happened to
pound.
Van Damme? Man, they were the
A
stuff
lot, a
there
lot,
for a while.
a lot of plastic surgery happened to Van Damme. I saw a picture of him. It's like,
Oh,
dude, you're at a certain age. You cannot expect to have no creases. I mean, it's like, no. But no, another one in the vein of Yellowstone was 1923. I actually like 1923 better. And then the other one, yes, Karate Kid Legends. And then the one that I really liked was Open Range, but that was one season and that was it. It was a Taylor Sheridan thing. And I think the subject matter, because it was a Western up in Montana, but there was this big, creepy science fiction time warp hole that took people back in time, and they didn't like it. But the other one, there's another show coming out that if you have not seen Dark Skies on AMC, it takes place on the Navajo Nation, and the guy's a cop.
UFOs.
No, guy's a cop in the 1970s, and it's awesome. It's very good. Dark Skies. Oh, Jeff Daniels. See, I'll watch anything with Jeff Daniels in it. I think.
I was just telling my wife that I don't know why we don't do this. We have a list on our phones that we can both access to, like what groceries we need to get, right, or restaurants we want to try. But we keep forgetting what shows. Like when we finish a season, we're like, okay, what is it that we said we were going to watch, and we can't remember? I'm like,
right.
We need to start making a list of all this stuff. So
that's like, everybody likes Reacher. Jack Reacher. And I like it. And I know that the books, the new actor that plays Reacher is supposedly more like the books. But I first saw Jack Reacher as Tom Cruise. So to me, when I see Reacher, it's Tom Cruise. I can't get into the other guy. But I am very excited about the new Mission Impossible movie. It looks really good.
I saw that. Yes, it does. Jackie Chan, it says 71. I bet 71. He's got all his own teeth. He looks like somebody that wouldn't have implants.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't need them. Jackie Chan reminds me of your favorite guy, Walker, Texas Ranger.
My
Chuck
favorite
Norris.
guy?
Oh, Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris. The reason why Chuck Norris doesn't have cavities is because they're afraid of him.
That's right.
Oh
man, who is that who's that other goofball that was into karate around that whole same time that all those guys were? And he's a sheriff now somewhere.
You talking about the one that kicked Chuck Norris's butt? You're talking about Bruce Lee?
No, the guy. He's a sheriff or a cop somewhere now. He was on Under Siege.
Oh, Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, boy, that's funny how that stuff happens, because there's that like decade, right, where it was all these martial arts guys.
Well, you know what happened with that? Too many cream puffs, potatoes, and French fries. Steven Seagal has become a big boy.
Yeah.
David Carrot, Kung Fu. What P-Beat's saying, that was a fantastic show back in the day. Carradine when he played Kung Fu, yeah.
Well, the whole character change thing that happened with Hunt for Red October too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you had Baldwin in that, and Clear and Present Danger, and then they had some kerfuffle and switched to somebody else for the next movie, and it's like, well, you can't do that.
Well, and the thing is, and I guess now he is hosting a game show.
Oh,
match game.
That just tells me you're in tax trouble when you're doing.
Well, no, I think after the murder, the murder accusation, and then him getting off. I mean, that had to screw him up. I mean, I think he should have went away for it, but whatever. But knowing you shot and killed somebody, yeah, that has to have an effect. But the Baldwins, I mean, one of the greatest shows of all time, and if you haven't seen it, you need to. It only lasted for 2 seasons and 1 movie. No, actually 1 season and 1 movie. Firefly. You have to watch
I've
that.
heard that.
Oh,
That is
Brown Coats
really good.
Unite. It is probably one of the best, because I know that you like well-written shows.
Yeah.
And this show, Firefly, was so well written that nobody understands
Isn't
why.
it funny though? I thought it was.
Yeah, it's
comedy.
funny, it's serious, it's they use certain language and they like Western type language, and then they mix it with Chinese, and it's an excellent show. It's an excellent show. That's like, I hope to God they never do a reboot of MASH. You can't do MASH.
Oh, I think that one's so far gone they wouldn't. Yeah. But yeah.
Now, you were one of my favorite medical shows, was 2, Chicago Hope,
yes,
and ER.
Yes.
And I know Noah Wiley is now on a new show.
Oh yeah.
And you said how does it compare to those 2?
Blows them away.
Really?
Now, so Chicago Hope, that wasn't so much about the medical as
the people,
the person, right? So that I don't consider that it just happened to happen in a hospital.
Okay.
But I was saying that so The Pit is the new show that's amazing. The only thing I think that's not realistic is how frequently they have critically ill patients, but it's a show, right? But
it's an ER, right?
It's in the ER. It's got Noah Wiley as the attending physician in.
So
the
he's
ER.
now remember in ER. I can't remember what the actor's name. He was the black guy that was the attending physician that actually was always on Noah Wiley, just beating him up and everything else. So now Noah Wiley is the one that can beat up on all the interns and stuff.
Yeah, but he's nice. But the reality of this, the attention to detail is amazing.
Really?
Because I sit there and I will say, oh, this is going to happen, or I think this is what it is, and that's what it is. Or I'll see them pulling out equipment, and I'm stunned because they're using the real stuff all the time.
So it's realistic, right?
Right. And their language is the first couple episodes, I would tell my wife, oh, this is what this means. This is what, and I stopped doing that because it would happen through the whole show that they use lingo that probably more than half the people watching don't get. And that's what I really appreciate, because they don't care. They're going to use what they would really say in the situation. It's so good.
But if that's the case, because there was another show called Counterpart, and Counterpart was a show about back in World War II, the Americans and the Nazis did an experiment, and they created this rift in time. So you actually have 2 Munichs. You have one good Munich, one bad Munich. And it was so well done and so accurate that it got to the point where people were like, I don't understand this. So do you find that with this, that if somebody's non-medical, they're going to lose interest in it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because it's just like during the procedures.
Okay.
Sometimes their diagnosis, but there's other, there's the dynamic between the people and stuff like that. But it's kind of like West Wing in that, when they do their walking talks and stuff, it's fast. It's just like this, like all the time.
Okay.
It's good.
Well, the thing is, one of the best medical shows, being a former medic, that I really appreciated was Emergency 51. Because the one thing I remember about Emergency 51 is the paramedic squad would call into the emergency room. And no matter what the thing was, no matter what the accident was, what the problem was, and this is how bad the show was written, is the attending physician would say, well, start a drip line of D5W. Didn't matter what it was for. It was always D5W. Always, 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 always. So
they heard that somewhere.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons, that's it.
So J.K. Simmons, do a reboot of the Rockford Files.
That's true.
Because they can't get a good Firebird.
Right, but if they did do a reboot, it would have to be Mel Gibson, because remember, he played Maverick.
That's before my time, Dave.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
It's the different note. Do you keep the bands from your cigars?
Well, I did. You remember I bought that I bought that
Yeah,
Drinks and Dave's cigar lounge thing, but it's full. So now I don't.
you
I don't
don't.
keep them.
I
No.
could. It seems like some of these are pretty. They're like little pieces of art, and so I save like every
Make a
single
make a
one.
make a cell phone thing.
Well, but what does that use? Like 10 of them?
No, you cut them
But
up and you put them in there.
but I have what Booker's bourbon came in, that wooden box. I got that full, and then I've got these old coffee tins that I keep out here to put my butts in, that I fill these up with and so we're trying to downsize to move, and I finally like, you know what? I haven't used these things in like 4 years. I'm gonna dump them all, Dave.
Well, remember when we had Tim on the show? He
Oh yeah,
burns the
burns the
cigar
box.
boxes. Yeah, burns the cigar boxes.
Wow.
But did you know that J.K. Simmons, for 25, almost 30 years, has been the voice of the peanut M&M on the M&M commercials? He is the voice,
Dude,
which
that
is
guy's
amazing.
ripped.
Oh, what was
Definitely.
the Christmas? Remember the Christmas movie where
Oh yeah,
him and
yeah.
the
Red
Rock?
Root,
Yeah,
red
yeah.
something. Man, and how old is he? He's got to be 60 something.
Who?
J.K. Simmons.
Oh, he's way up there. Yeah, he's up there. Well, way up there. I'm going to be 60 next week, and I'm saying he's way up there. That's weird. It's a weird thing knowing that I'm going to be 60, because now I realize that the downhill
Well,
is
you're already halfway down the downhill.
I'm down the hill now. Yeah.
You're on the. Are you ever gonna? When do you want to actually retire? Retire, not work.
I don't know. I love what I do, so
Yeah.
I get bored really easy. So I keep telling my clients that one day they'll come in and I'll be sitting in the barber chair and they'll go, Dave. But if my better half has her way, it'll probably be another 8 to 10, probably.
Wow.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, as a client, maybe when your hand starts to look like this, maybe you stop.
Oh yeah, but so far I'm steady as a rock. Steady as a rock.
Yeah, I think you're lucky that you started doing this later in life, because if you started doing it when you were young, your body would be a mess now.
Exactly. Well, people don't realize that ergonomically it's a tough, because and here's where you feel it in your wrists, because you're 12 hours doing this or shaves and stuff like that. But no, it's just fun, and believe it or not, it was Badger and Blade and the cadre that kind of led me down and Straight Razor Shaving that kind of led me down the path to become a barber. Yeah. So it's sexagenarian.
Sounds right.
Don't you have to be having sex to be a sexagenarian? I mean, because I was one of the early Gen X. I'm right, because 64 is where baby boomers ended in 64. I was born in 65, so I'm a Gen X kid.
Really?
Yeah, and you know what they say about Gen X kids? We lived alone. We walked to school. We had a key around our neck. Our parents both were working, so we became self-reliant.
Whoa.
Keanu Reeves. Wow.
That one's hard to believe.
Yeah.
60. Wow. That's a guy I would like to meet.
I hear he is absolutely the most humble human on the planet.
That. Yeah.
And he'll walk down the street, and if he sees a homeless guy, he'll sit there and have lunch with him and stuff like that. He bought an entire crew, not the actors, but all the crew behind the scenes. He bought them all motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's somebody that uses his money well, and he doesn't complain. He's not like some actors that say, if this certain person gets elected, I'm moving to Canada. Well, go. And the problem is, there's certain individuals that have become so political, which I hate, because they're actors. They play make-believe, that I don't want to watch their movies anymore. But I love their acting in specific movies so much that, like, there's a new one called Alto Kings that's coming out that it's about, and I love gangster movies, and it's about Franco Colombo and his underboss, and they're both played by what's his face that played in Casino and stuff like that. What's his name? Come on,
Pesci?
Yeah, no, the other one.
Garcia.
No. He played in Wise Guys.
I don't know.
Come on, somebody out here. Come on, help me out here. De Niro, Robert De Niro. but I just don't like how politically he's gotten, and I don't want to, it's like you don't want to support that, but there's a lot of people that say that about Tom Cruise too. They say, "Oh, he's a Scientologist. I can't watch what he
That's
does."
true. Just enjoy
what he does.
Enjoy your entertainment.
Now, there's a guy that's in his 60s. I think he's like 63. That is
Really?
just an animal. Yeah. Cruise is 63, 64, something like that.
Wow.
And he is still trying to get approval to go on the International Space Station to film a movie where he where he actually goes up there on a rocket, and he, obviously he could probably buy his way up there, but he wants to be filmed doing a spacewalk, and he wants to do it. He doesn't want it CGI. He wants to. You imagine his insurance company? Nope, not going to happen.
You know what though? That's weird because so you mentioned two contradictory things. He could. And it's interesting because I know that he's got his own planes and stuff like that, but you don't hear him as like one of the richest people, whatever, but he's got to be up there.
Oh, he's loaded.
And that he could pay for his own rocket ride on space whatever, to get up there. And then the insurance company will say, well, we're not insuring this. What if he just says, well, forget you then. I just won't have insurance. I'll foot the whole thing myself, the production costs. He could do that.
I think that actually happened in Dead Reckoning when he did the motorcycle jump, and then the free, the base jump, and then the parachute. Yeah, I think that his insurance company said, "We're done," and he's like, "Who cares? Okay, I'll do it."
Man.
I mean, when you look,
yeah.
Hi, Bruce.
An hour late. Sorry, buddy. Yeah. Well, let's start from the beginning. Dave, what are you smoking?
Okay. I'm smoking the remainder of this. So as far as our show, unsure at this point. Next week we will have a show. I think, next week we'll have a show. The week after is when the surgery happens. So happens on the
Tuesday.
10th. No, it happens on the 10th. Let me check. Yeah, I got.
Please hold.
Yeah, please hold. Please hold. Play some music. You know that song?
A Girl from Ipanema.
I'm impressed. Very good. Very good. I'm impressed. Yeah, the 10th.
There's some hold music that is just amazing. And it's obviously a company because many companies use it. It's not just from one place. And then some that you're just, I don't know why everybody. Let's see.
No, well, yeah. But I'll tell you what, P-Beat, it's not going to be this one.
You know what? If we lived anywhere close to each other, I would be filming the shit out of this kind of stuff. I'd be interviewing your dentist mid-procedure with a cigar.
That would be funny.
I'd be like, can I try?
Yeah. And it's funny, if you met my dentist, he'd say, yeah, sure, why not? It would be that way.
He's out. He doesn't know. Oh man, we would get some great footage.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But it's so we're not sure exactly. Well, no, actually next week I'll be able to tell you the follies of what happens tomorrow, whether I get a crown and
Yeah, that's nothing. We want juicy. So to speak. Yeah. Anyway.
Wow. Bruce had to go there.
Well, he's making up for lost time.
He is. He's trying to catch up the hour. Well, that's pretty good. We started the show with 4. We ended up with 10. That's that's okay.
Word gets around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or people just log in on different devices.
But wait a minute. Speaking of colonoscopies, you're in that age range where you're close.
I've had more than one.
Yeah, but are you on a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan?
5.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't. Well, I was gonna say I don't mind them, but the prep sucks. The procedure I don't mind. Last time, because I'm medically inclined, and so they have you facing the screen. And so last time I said, "Hey, only give me half the medication. I want to watch this thing." And
what?
Yeah. I'm like, wait, it's your colon. Aren't you curious?
Yeah, but
How often do you get to see inside
I'm
your
not.
body?
No, if the doctor comes back and says, "Hey, you're fine," that's all I need to know. I don't need to know.
Oh,
Wow, that little piece there looks like Florida. I don't need to know that, you know. But you realize that what you just said about, oh, I enjoy. Wow, that.
hey. But yeah, I couldn't after a few minutes, and the depth got to be too far. I said, go ahead and give me the rest. I'm sorry. I'm done. Yeah.
Oh man, this show could go south really, really, really fast.
Okay, and on that note,
So
pleasure, Dave.
it has been fun. I hope everybody has enjoyed this show, at least until it dropped off the cliff.
Yeah.
But yes, we will have updates on the dental. And you know what's funny? Nobody mentioned anything about the movie that my background is from. I was really surprised, especially from Wonko. I thought Wonko would jump all over that, but he didn't. This is from Little Shop of Horrors, where I was telling you that Steve Martin played the biker dentist.
So I guess one last question before we end the
show. Okay, this is bad.
We're skipping
we're not.
That comment.
You broke him. You broke him.
Did your dentist have screens on the ceiling to watch?
No.
Oh.
No. What, your dentist does?
Yeah, but they never turn them on. I think they only turn them on for the kids. I feel kind of gypped every time.
Here's the problem I feel about it. So you're laying back and you see this beautiful 85-inch flat screen. My first question is, who installed it? Because if it's not installed right,
what kind of brackets?
Your teeth, your teeth are the least of your problems. But before we go,
you might get all new teeth.
It's exciting. Two things are happening: NASCAR and baseball. Yes. NASCAR and baseball.
Wow.
Back.
Two things you could nap through half of it and it wouldn't make a difference.
No, not baseball. Not baseball. And that's true. We need to have our resident Dodger fan back one of these days, Mr. Steven.
Like I like to say, baseball's just two adults playing catch with a dude standing in the middle.
But please tell me your proctologist doesn't say batter up. Please tell me that's not the case. Anyways,
okay.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us. We will see you again next week. Not sure what the subject will be or whether, well, I'm going to the dentist tomorrow. I should be healed by then. So, yeah. All right. So say goodnight, Dave.
Night, Dave.
Everybody have a wonderful evening. We'll see you next time.